Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer and welcome to your daily silver stacking video. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your last opportunity to get free silver shipped straight to your front doorstep. I'm doing my 50,000 subscriber silver giveaway announcement video on December 1st, 2 days away. So if you have not entered, you're going to miss that opportunity. You do not want to miss it. Click subscribe. The link is in the description to enter. May the luckiest stacker win. Now, every time that silver price drops, especially to this degree, I have to make videos like this because a lot of people get worried, fear, uncertainty, doubt, all the anxiety watching the videos that are, bashing silver, or articles, or everyone that's saying, I told you so, you shouldn't have stepped into silver. And it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. If you, and I hope you do, understand silver's true value, then none of this would matter. And the only reason it would matter is if you're trying to sell right now. But who's trying to sell right now? We should be buying. I want to ask you a question. How long until you're going to sell? Is it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? Never. Because if you're not planning to sell for several years down the line, then the day-to-day prices should be irrelevant. Because even if silver's $20, $30, $40, I'm still going to be buying it because I understand that silver's true value is much greater than that. Much greater than that. And I hope you understand that too. If you want to look at gold, even gold at $2,000, if the gold to silver ratio is 16 to 1, that still puts silver at $200+. And the gold to silver ratio at 16 to 1 is a lot more natural than the 75 to 1 or whatever it is right now. See, gold is overvalued, silver's undervalued. You always want to invest into the undervalued thing. Why would you invest into something that you already know is overvalued? That wouldn't make sense. Silver makes a lot more sense than gold. The only thing that gold has going for it that silver doesn't is storage space. You can fit $100,000 worth of gold in a shoebox. You can't do that with silver. So storage space is probably the only thing that gold truly has that silver doesn't. Gold is really one of those things that's valuable just because it's shiny. Silver, though, has a lot more purpose in the world. Now, yes, there is gold in cell phones and laptops. I actually used to scrap gold out of cell phones myself. But when we're looking at the industrial sector, when we're looking at what's happening in the economy, what's going to be happening in the economy for the next several decades, silver is the most important thing. And there's already a shortage. So when we're talking about silver, when we're talking about value, when we're talking about demand, when we're talking about the future of money, when we're talking about any of that, silver is the only thing that makes sense. Stocks don't make sense. Crypto kind of does in a weird way, but we're talking about physical. We're talking about physical assets. The saying of the stackers is, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. You can't hold a Bitcoin. You can't hold it. You can't hold stocks. Silver makes the most sense. You can try to debate it all you want, but if you're looking at the next decade, what affects stocks? What affects everything from gold to silver? If you know what affects all of that, whether it's stock market volatility, the dollar index, blah, 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 silver's the only one that really does show that it will be bullish. Nothing else does. I can give you 10 reasons why silver will be bullish over the next 10 years, and I can give you 10 reasons why stock markets won't be bullish over the next 10 years. And you can't debate that stuff because we know what affects the price of silver. So if you're someone that's worried right now, try to think back to why you started stacking. And I would love to ask you that question as well. Is it because you didn't trust banks, you didn't trust the government? Is it because you see the intrinsical value that silver has to offer? Is it because you like coin collecting? What is it? Sometimes we got to get back to the basics because it is really easy to get distracted with so much content out there on YouTube and so many articles. Sometimes we get distracted. I mean, I did myself. When I first started stacking, I was buying a lot of poured bars, a lot of stuff because I was influenced from silver channels like Silver Slacker, who was always buying all these different types of bars and stuff. And I didn't like coins at all, right? I wanted that like pirate treasure type feel. Just dump all my silver in like a pirate treasure case and just play with it. And then I saw the beauty in coins. That just shows that your stacking strategy or what you like will evolve. Regardless, though, as long as you're putting fake money into real money, you're doing it correctly. Like Wall Street Silver says, we are the 0.999% because only 1% of the globe stacks precious metals, which is a sad thing, but it's the truth. It's the reality. Most people would call us crazy or conspiracy theorists. And that's even more crazy because if anyone would take even 5 minutes to research our financial system or the debt of the United States or anything that has to do with money and the government, and it would be too obvious to overlook. A lot of people could be ignorant towards it. A lot of people just don't know, though. If you went on the street and asked someone, "Do you think America's rich?" or how much money do you think we're in debt? You would get so many different types of opinions and answers. And if you like, there was this one video. This guy offered. He's walking down the street and he offered this lady a 1 ounce gold coin. And she looked at it as like, I don't care. She didn't realize that gold coin was worth, probably $1,500 at the time. She probably thought it was just some random gold coin that's probably like $50 or something. Like, people don't understand precious metals. They also don't understand the direction the economy's headed in, and they don't understand that America's broke. $29 trillion in debt. Show someone that. Go to usdebtclock.org and show someone that has no idea about the rate or the state of the economy. Show them that. They'll look at it and say, "Oh, that's just numbers, blah, blah, blah." They don't understand that there is a price to pay. Yes, we got all this stimulus, but at what cost? That money has to come from somewhere, right? And where do you think it's going to come from? Out of thin air? No. You have to pay for that. When we're looking at the future, I don't see how a fiat-based system will ever work. It's not designed to work. It's literally designed to fail. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. It's like trying to pay off debt by replacing it with more debt. It does not work, it will not work, and it's not supposed to work. And that's why every fiat-based system throughout history has failed. The dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. 98%. And what do you think the reason for that was? It was as soon as we got rid of the gold and the silver standard, as soon as our money wasn't backed by anything, you could see, and if you actually look at a chart, it's crazy. Like, as soon as we got rid of the gold standard, everything went south and went haywire. And silver's timeless. It really is. Let me tell you this. This is a real. I love this, by the way. So, let's say you're back in let's say like 19. We'll go like 1940 or something, whatever. And you have a $50. You back then could use that $50 and get yourself a gallon of gas. Well, let's say when you're getting that gallon of gas, you went into a time vortex and you landed in today, 2021, November 29th. You could still get a gallon of gas with that same single coin. Let's say that's the only coin you had in your pocket back then. You hit a time vortex and you landed today. All you have is that one coin. You can still get a gallon of gas with that same coin today. Back then, it was the face value. 50 cents could get you a gallon of gas. Nowadays, you could take that $half, walk to your local coin shop, sell it for $10, and go get yourself a couple gallons of gas. You see you see how silver's timeless? See, face value, that 50 cents, now look what gallon of gas is. Back in the day, you hear your grandparents say cigarettes were 25 cents, now they're $15. That's inflation. That's because, or hyperinflation rather, that's because the dollar is becoming more worthless, so we need more and more dollars to make up for it. And that's why precious metals is the perfect hedge against inflation. So whether or not the price is up or down right now is irrelevant, especially comparing it to spot price. Spot price is irrelevant. If you're looking at a number on a screen that says what spot price is, but that's not the price you can pay or that you will have to pay to buy a physical ounce, then is that price or that digit on that screen relevant? No. If I was to walk up to someone, or let's say someone walks up to me and they see I have an American Eagle, and they said, "Oh, that's cool. How much did you pay for that coin?" And I said, $40. But spot price is $23. In that guy's mind, what do you think an ounce of silver costs? $40, right? Why would he think that spot price, if you were to tell him spot price is $23, but to get an ounce of silver, you have to pay $40 or $35, then in his mind, logically, he would think that silver is $35 an ounce. Why would spot price have anything to do with it if that's not what you can buy silver as? And that's simply because silver is scarce. Look at gold premiums. There is no premium on gold because gold isn't scarce. Only silver is. And those premiums could grow and get detached. And that's the scariest thing. That's the scariest part. Think about in a couple of years what the premiums could be. We could be looking at $50 silver spot price, but to buy an ounce of silver could be up $100+. So a lot of times when people are talking about $50, $100 silver, they're not talking about spot price. They're talking about what you're going to have to pay out of pocket. Just like all the banks, Bank of America, Saxo Bank, Goldman Sachs, Silver Institute, they're talking about $50 silver at the end of the year. Well, guess what? They're not wrong. See, it's not spot price, but to buy an actual ounce, go to Amazon.com right now and type in silver American Eagles. They're selling for $50 like hotcakes. That's not normal. If you've been stacking for longer than 2-3 years, you see that that's not normal. The people that just started today, that's normal for them because that's what they know. But you know, they're desensitized to the prices, and a lot of times that could be very dangerous. And let me show you. Let me explain it like this. I started buying silver back in like 2015, something like that. So I'm used to, you know, for the last decade, the average price of silver was $15, and that's for the last decade. So I'm used to paying, you know, $15, $16 for an ounce. So when silver hits when silver hit $30, that's extremely high for me. I mean, yes, it's not high compared to its true value, but in my eyes, that's a high price. But let's say someone else started last year during the Wall Street silver shebang, and their first price they ever bought it was $30. So now silver down to 23 is really low to them. Do you see how depending upon when you got into the market could determine your perspective of if you think the price is high or low? But that's irrelevant. Your perspective has nothing to do with the reality of the price or where it's headed. As long as you're transferring fake money into real money, you're going to be doing something right. And I really want people to get that point across, or I want to get that point across, that regardless of what silver's doing today or tomorrow or next week or next month or even next year is irrelevant unless you're selling. And I hope you're not selling because you literally will be selling yourself short. You really will. Silver's full potential won't be here until 2023, 2024, when the new Green Deal is in full effect, when electric vehicles are in full effect. And that's actually not, you know, we're talking 10, 20 years down the line is when we're going to be talking about those crazy high silver prices. That's when. You do not want to sell yourself short. You have to be patient. It's like the tortoise and the hare. Who always wins though? The tortoise, right? Bitcoin would be the hare. You got to remember that precious metals is not cryptocurrency. It's not supposed to skyrocket thousands of percent within a couple of months. It's not supposed to. It's a slower hedge against inflation as the dollar is declining. So anyways, I hope I explained that. I hope you get the point that, even if prices are low right now, you're going to keep stacking. I would love for you to share your 2 cents as well. So anyways, yeah, make sure you enter my 50,000 subscriber silver giveaway. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.